Ukraine traps Russia's Black Sea Fleet, the counterattack no one expected. What if I told you that Ukraine, a nation far smaller and seemingly outmatched, just trapped Russia's most powerful naval force in the Black Sea? This isn't some underdog story or a David versus Goliath fantasy. This is real warfare in 2025, and Ukraine has managed to turn the tables on one of Russia's most formidable military assets, the Black Sea Fleet. Imagine being a Russian admiral, watching your fleet, the crown jewel of your navy, suddenly find itself surrounded, outmaneuvered, and trapped. This wasn't a slow, drawn-out battle. It was a counterattack, a move no one saw coming, and it's reshaping the entire conflict. But how did Ukraine, with far fewer naval resources, pull off what many thought impossible? And what does this mean for the future of the Black Sea and global naval power? Let's dive in. The Black Sea Fleet. The Black Sea Fleet isn't just another naval unit. It's Russia's strategic powerhouse. With its base in Sevastopol, Crimea, the fleet has long been a cornerstone of Russia's military power, giving it the ability to project force across the entire region. Think of it as a floating fortress. Battleships, frigates, submarines, and cruisers capable of striking distant targets with incredible precision. This fleet is equipped with long-range missiles, air defense systems, and highly trained crews that ensure Russia's dominance in the Black Sea. For years, the Black Sea Fleet has been a symbol of Russia's military strength, a powerful weapon in the regional power struggle. But how did a smaller, less equipped Ukrainian military manage to pull off such a daring and high-risk move? How did they trap an entire fleet that has been feared for decades? Ukraine's brilliant strategy. To understand the brilliance of Ukraine's counterattack, we need to first look at their approach. This wasn't a brute force assault. It was a calculated strategic maneuver designed to catch Russia completely off guard. Ukraine doesn't have a large navy to compete with Russia's fleet, at least not in terms of sheer size or firepower. But what they do have is an intelligence network that has been meticulously tracking the movements of Russia's Black Sea Fleet, piecing together patterns, vulnerabilities, and weaknesses. The key to this operation wasn't just military power, it was timing and precision. Ukraine used a combination of unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, anti-ship missiles, and maritime drones to launch a surprise attack on Russia's flagship and surrounding ships. They trapped them in their own waters, where Russia's superior ships couldn't maneuver freely. It was a move that required near-perfect execution, and Ukraine did it. The trap. The trap wasn't a single attack. It was a series of coordinated strikes that kept Russia's Black Sea Fleet off balance, forcing them into a defensive position. First, Ukraine launched drone strikes to confuse and disorient Russia's radar systems, making it nearly impossible for the fleet to get a clear reading of their surroundings. These drones weren't just for show, they were specifically designed to create chaos and force Russia's fleet to waste time and energy tracking down decoys and false targets. At the same time, Ukraine deployed anti-ship missiles that were designed to fly under the radar, hitting the fleet at vulnerable points. These missiles were able to breach the fleet's defenses, striking at key assets like fuel depots, supply vessels, and even anti-aircraft installations. They had to either retreat or face further losses. Russia's once imposing Black Sea Fleet found itself suddenly boxed in, with nowhere to run and no time to react. The impact. So what happens when a naval fleet, the pride of an entire nation, is trapped in its own backyard? The consequences are far-reaching. For one, it forces Russia to rethink its naval strategy. The Black Sea Fleet has always been an offensive tool, designed to project power and intimidate neighboring countries. Now it's been neutralized, not by superior force, but by tactical brilliance. The loss of one of Russia's primary assets in the Black Sea also has serious psychological implications. The fleet is more than just a collection of ships. It's a symbol of Russia's naval dominance. When Ukraine successfully trapped it, they didn't just destroy hardware, they shattered the myth of Russian invincibility on the seas. If Ukraine continues to leverage its naval capabilities, it could dramatically shift the balance of power in the Black Sea, creating new dynamics in international shipping, trade, and military influence. Russia's response. When something this significant happens, the natural question is, how will Russia respond? Retaliation is a given. Russia will likely ramp up missile strikes or launch air raids on Ukraine's coastal infrastructure, hoping to cripple Ukraine's naval capabilities. But there's a significant problem with this approach. It risks further escalation. Russia cannot afford to escalate too quickly without drawing in more NATO forces or triggering a broader conflict. At the same time, Russia's ability to safeguard its remaining naval assets is in question. If Ukraine can repeat this level of precision and coordination, it could render Russia's remaining ships sitting targets. This isn't just about attacking ships anymore. It's about creating a situation where every move Russia makes is vulnerable to Ukrainian strikes. They now have to reconsider their tactics and potentially retreat from the Black Sea altogether. And that would be a blow to Russian pride and their military strategy. The global ripple effect. What happens in the Black Sea doesn't stay in the Black Sea. The region is a strategic choke point for global trade, military operations, and energy supplies. For one, the economic impact of a trapped Black Sea fleet could be devastating. If Russia can no longer secure its trade routes through the Black Sea, energy supplies to Europe and beyond could face major disruptions. This could cause a domino effect, impacting global oil prices, shipping routes, and even the security of NATO countries. On the military side, a significant weakening of Russia's naval presence could open the door for increased NATO involvement in the region. With a more vulnerable Russia, NATO could move into the Black Sea with greater confidence, further destabilizing the already volatile geopolitical situation. Ukraine's success in trapping the Black Sea fleet sends a clear message to the world. Ukraine is not only capable of defending itself, but it is also able to take the fight to Russia, forcing a rethinking of Russia's naval strategies in the Black Sea and beyond. What's next for Ukraine and Russia? So, what happens next? Will Ukraine continue to squeeze Russia's naval power, or will Russia retaliate with even more force? One thing is clear, the stakes are higher than ever. This wasn't just a tactical victory for Ukraine. It's a statement to the world that they can punch well above their weight. For Russia, this is a wake-up call. They cannot rely solely on brute force or sheer numbers to win. Ukraine has demonstrated the effectiveness of modern warfare tactics, and Russia will need to adapt quickly if it wants to maintain its influence in the Black Sea. And for you watching, this is far from over. Ukraine's next move could change everything. Stay tuned. If you found this breakdown insightful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next chapter in this ever-evolving conflict. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think Ukraine's next move will be? Can Russia recover from this blow to its pride and power? Let's talk about it.